Oh my. Oh my. Oh, this is too much. Very unexpected, very excited. I'm just overwhelmed that everyone, Tom, Giselle, thanks for stopping by. This is unbelievable. I can't believe it's finally happened. I can't believe this day is finally here. 100 subscribers. Yeah, boy. So, thank you all so much. Thank you. This has been amazing. This has been wonderful. So, let's keep it going. I do appreciate all of the subscribers. Thank you if you're coming back. Thank you so much. I really, really do appreciate it all. If you're new here, hi. My name's John, small town, small time reseller. And I come here and I make videos. And at least 103 people think it's interesting enough to subscribe. So I appreciate it. So this is all I do. Make the video, sell stuff on eBay, come here and make a video about it. And I don't do any yard sale videos. Don't do any garage sale videos. Don't do any GoPros at the Goodwill bins. Looking at my hands like the laws of gravity that exist nowhere except in people's minds. No, because we don't have time for that. All we have time for, I'll tell you what books are sold. So, was hoping to do more regular videos, like once a week, but the week was terrible. So I waited 2 weeks. So I got kind of a good amount because it's been 2 weeks. So I'm just going to start going through them. So you can hopefully see something on there that you like, that you saw, that you forgot to pick up. And now you'll know, ooh, that one. I hope it's still there. I'm going to go back in and break in at night, see if it's there. So we're just going to go through them all. So this first one, let's start it off with Fixing Your Fatty Liver. And a guy in California bought that from me. When I accepted his offer, he wrote back and said, thanks, hope this works. So, hope it does, California guy. $17 for that one. This next one, I had a couple occult type books. Ooh. And this was the first one. Dogme et rituel de la Huata Magie. I don't know what accent that started out with, and I don't know what it ended up with, but it went to New York for $24. I'm not sure what all, probably Latin. I don't know what a Latin accent sounds like. So, but that was $24 for that one, and I had that one for a while. I thought that was one that you looked at that, and I had picked it up. I figured it would sell quickly, but it didn't. It's really been a few months, probably, that I've had that on the shelf. So, glad it's gone. Things have been a little weird. Then I did pick up 4 of these at the bin drop, and I sold 2 of them during this couple weeks. So this is a Native American Herbalist Bible. Another thing to look for, Native American herbalist, so anything related to living off the fat of the land. I had another book later on that's also kind of that same idea. But I do sell a lot of those. So anything that's edible herbs, Native American plants, uses of plants by Native Americans, things like that, sell well. So, yeah, pick this up. Also, what sells well is when you steal books from your wife. So she had a whole bunch of these knitting crochet books. She gave them to me to sell, and I sold one. New ideas for today's crochet went out to Utah for $12. And then here's another, this is Breaking Bread with Daily Mass Proppers. Went to Ohio for $20. I got 2 of these, the Goodwill bins, the bin drop. Every book in here is either, if it's Goodwill bins, they're 3 for $1. If it's bin drop, it's 2 for $1. Although today I went there, and the ones I picked up today that I haven't listed yet were 5 for $1 today. So you never know with them, but it's always cheap. Picked up a textbook. College textbooks, if they're, being used, they'll sell well. So this was Audiology, Science to Practice. Went to Tennessee for $55. $55, but not the best sale of the week. So you just hold on to get that one. This is a fun one. Haynes Repair Manual for a Honda Civic and a CRV. And this thing was used, which was fun. It had like grease splattered on it, and pages were kind of, bent up and all, but it sold for $8.50, and that went out to California as well. $8.50, not the cheapest sale of the week. So you just keep holding on. Here's my only international sale. I think this went to England, I believe. The 303 Squadron, $13.60. Here's one. This book, Candy Floss. I forgot to write down the copyright date on this, but it was an older book. And I'd gotten a lot of interest. I'd gotten so many offers. I only had it up for like $12 or $14, but I'd gotten a lot of $8 to $10 offers that I would counter. You know, they'd say 8 and I'd counter 10 and then they would decline, or they'd say 10 and I'd counter 11 and they'd decline. So finally somebody offered me $8 and I was like, taking it, fine, get that gone. So Candy Floss went to Washington for $8, and that was the cheapest book of the week. Next one was, okay, so I picked this up with the idea that I would put it on auction, but I ended up not putting it on auction. This is the baseball, a film by Ken Burns. Remember that one back when I was, probably when it came out in the 90s, early 90s, late 80s, early 90s, because I recorded all of them on VHS at the time, and I had those with me for many moves. And I would occasionally just pop one in and watch a little bit of that because I loved that series when it came out. So now it's on DVD, of course. $25. I paid $7 for this one, and sold it for $25. Went out to Indiana. I've been picking up a lot of vintage J.R. Tolkien, so The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, all that kind of stuff. Vintage paperbacks. There seem to be a lot of them around, and I sold this one for the Fellowship of the Ring for $18 for this little guy. I went to Missouri. So I've got several other Hobbit versions in the unlisted pile still. So I'm going to have to put those up because they do seem to sell. Here's another not a book. Picked up this Twister Ultimate. It was sealed. I did get this. This one I did put up on auction. So I got this for $7 at the bin drop. And thinking that a lot of them had sold, had a good sell-through rate. So I figured I could probably double my money in a week, and that's kind of what I'd like to do on those auctions. I figured if I can double my money in a week, it's worth it. So I got it for $7, sold it for $14.40, and really I thought I'd get more than that because a lot of them had sold for in the $25 to $30 range. And so some guy in Connecticut got a pretty good deal, I think. The next one was a Goodwill Bins pickup. This was the Martin Tool and Forge, the key to metal bumping. Went to South Dakota, $22.50. So yay. All right. This is the most I've ever sold a paperback for. Gravity's Rainbow by Thomas Pynchon, a first edition of this paperback. First edition of a paperback, $75. So I did some research on this before I listed it because there seemed to be a lot of discussion on other people's entries about whether it was a true first edition or not. And from everything I could tell, this is a true first edition. It had to do with what the price was and the placement of certain things. So I'm hoping I got it right. And I'm hoping the people that bought it, because I don't think it's been delivered yet. Maybe it has, I don't know. But I'm hoping that that they are happy with the purchase because, $75 for a paperback, I was surprised. And I was surprised that I sold it for that much and that they're going for that much. So, yeah, keep an eye out for that one. Gravity's Rainbow. And I got that for 33 cents. And it's $75. Another, textbook. Introduction to Geography. Went to Florida for $35. And then my next one is the second occult kind of book that I sold. So this was Word Magic, The Powers of Occult Definitions in Words. That one was much easier to pronounce. I went to Virginia for $10. All right. The next one was a book. So I had a whole bunch of books for my aunt. She'd been selling hers off and on for the last few years, selling some. She'd had a huge collection from her lifetime as an avid reader, as a college English professor, and just even before then and after then, she just has always loved to read, and very, erudite and educated person. And so when I'm selling her books, I'm looking through. There's a lot of them also were from my grandfather, my great grandfather's books. So we're keeping a lot of those. selling the ones that don't really have the family history. And unfortunately, they've been stored in my garage, and they've been stored in storage bins for a long time. So they've been eaten through, and they were in Texas. And so, you know, you put anything outside, and like in a half a day, it's eaten by something, including your children. You have to be careful about that. This was not one of her more erudite titles, but the Confederates on the cane he sold for $40 to someone here in Texas. So it was kind of funny that was the first one that sold. I split the profits with her. The next one is a Russian version of the Brothers Karamazov by, no, not Tolstoy. Who wrote that? Dostoevsky, right? I think so, Dostoevsky. Brothers Karamazov, I had that one for quite a while. Went to Kentucky, so some guys are reading in Russian in Kentucky. And then the last, we got 2 more sales. So this one was, I just listed this one today and it sold a couple hours later. So that always makes you feel like it may be priced a little too low. But this was the DSM-5. I had 2 copies of that I picked up at the bin drop. And I put them both up for $30. And the same guy bought them both. Guy in California bought both copies. And so, yeah. And then my last one is, yes, the last book I sold is Farm from Home. So this is another one of those living off the fat of the land books. And this was my big sale of the week. Went to somebody in Austin, $85. $85 for that book. Had some good sales in there, you know. The $85 one, the $75. Those 2 I sold today for $60. Yeah, and $55 for audiology. So it's a good week overall, good 2 weeks. So it ended up being 22 sales, grand total of $598, which gives my per book average of $27.18. And I just had one other thing I was going to show you. I don't normally show you stuff that I pick up, but this one was kind of cool. I just want to share it because hopefully it'll sell someday. But until then, so I was at the Goodwill bins up in Houston. And I picked up this. It's a Rangers, Texas Rangers program, souvenir program from 1991. It's in very good condition, so I picked that up thinking this is all I got. I knew that it had Nolan Ryan in there. It is pictured. It's got a Rafael Palmeiro, who's a Hall of Famer. The one of the co-owners or board of people is George Bush, so his picture is in there as well. There's little Georgie right there. And so I got it home and I was flipping through it and tickets to a game. Oh, that's kind of cool. I thought, hey, there's a date on the game. You know, there's a ticket, regular old ticket, you know. May 1st, 1991. 3 tickets to the game from May 1st, 1991. So I looked up the date also. It was a Winn-Dixie night at the ballpark. So I got, and I got 3 tickets, 3 Winn-Dixie tickets. Just dropped it on the floor. And I got a parking pass too. So I looked up the game. May 1st, 1991 was Nolan Ryan's 7th and last no-hitter. So one of these is up for a sale on eBay for $29. There's one that's ripped in half that's up for sale for like $18. So I got 3 of those, 3 tickets, the parking pass, and the souvenir program. I put it up for $250. Is that too much? Yes, it is. I think it is. Because normally when you're selling like game tickets, you want the fancy ones from like the box seats that are, what would that be, horizontal instead of, no, vertical rather than horizontal. And they have a picture in their color and they look nice. So I don't think this type of ticket is going to sell for as much. But together, since I got 3 of them, and I got 3 of those, and I got the game, the souvenir program too. I strongly considered keeping it, but I don't think so. So I think that I'm hoping that somebody will want it strongly enough, at least make me an offer, turned on offers, and we'll see. But I thought that was kind of cool, so I wanted to share that with you. So if you guys have any ideas about what I should maybe list them for, the price, let me know. I'd take some input there. I couldn't find any tickets from that game for sale, and so I kind of, just kind of giving a guess as to what I thought they might go for. So anyhow, once again, I want to thank everybody for subscribing, getting me over the 100 threshold mark. Too many people to actually start naming, because I would definitely forget somebody. So I just want to say thanks, and hopefully see you sooner rather than later. And you guys have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next time. Adios.